Nnamdi Kanu has been sentenced to life imprisonment.
I hereby sentence the convicts to life imprisonment.
Easy. And why did he build IPOB? This, honestly, is the most emotional story I've ever told on this channel. Today, you will hear the full details. What led to his conviction? Why millions followed him? And why many Nigerians ask the same simple question. Why Kanu is detained and Chegumi, who meets armed groups, appear to go free? Stay with me, this goes deeper than headlines. In the next minutes, we will explain the sentence, trace Kanu's life, show why he created IPOB, examine documented repressions of pro-Biafra activists, and ask whether the rule of law is applied equally in Nigeria. I will also explain the controversies and why this story still matters. On October 20, 2025, a federal high court in Abuja convicted Nnamdi Kanu of 7 terrorism-related charges and sentenced him to life imprisonment. Prosecutors have sought the death penalty. The judge opted for life, citing international concerns and principle of mercy.
In addition, the death penalty globally is now being frowned upon by the international community.
The court also ordered forfeiture of items tied to the broadcast. This really marks a decisive and symbolic moment, not only for Kanu and his supporters, but for the entire country. Nnamdi Kanu was born in 1967 in Umuahia, Abia State, Nigeria. He moved to the United Kingdom where he became politically active and launched Radio Biafra. Over time, he founded Indigenous People of Biafra, which is also known as IPOB, to push for self-determination for the Igbo people. To his followers, he is a voice for the Southeast. To his critics, he's a dangerous provocateur.
And the one we are calling Kanu, do you know he has 2 passports? One Nigerian, one British, and he came to this country without using any passport. Do you know he brought an equipment into this country, a sophisticated equipment, and was broadcasting for Radio Biafra? Which kind of government do you want to have?
The truth is complicated, rooted in history, pain, and politics. Kanu founded IPOB out of a historical memory and present grievances. His central claims, political marginalization of the Southeast, unequal federal resources distribution, and unresolved wounds from the Biafran War. He used Radio Biafra and social media to call for a referendum on self-determination.
We are fighting for independence, not fighting physically with guns and bullets. We are fighting in terms of our agitation. We are fighting in terms of our belief. We're fighting in terms of our consistency to ensure that we are free, because we're not free. As a free people, we can afford to make life better for our people. Right now, we can't do that because
for millions in the Southeast, IPOB was a channel for anger and hope, a voice where nothing else seemed to listen. Between 2015 and 2016, and in years after, security forces used lethal force during crackdowns on pro-Biafra rallies and gatherings. Amnesty International documented events in which dozens were killed and hundreds injured and arbitrarily arrested during primary peaceful assemblies. Amnesty described these actions as extrajudicial killings and called for investigation. Survivors, families, and rights groups say many protesters posed no threat when security forces opened fire. The event left scars and amplified the sense of grievance. The security operations such as the military's Operation Python Dance and other deployments during 2017 to 2019 were widely criticized for heavy-handed tactics in the Southeast. Reports from the international bodies and researchers documented allegations of unlawful killings, arbitrary arrests, and ill treatment of suspects. Call for independent investigations followed. Kanu was first arrested in 2015 and later released on bail, and then disappeared before reappearing. After a controversial repatriation to Nigeria in 2021, his rearrest and prolonged legal battles became focal points for questions and international cooperation in his return and for legal standards. Nigerian authorities proscribe IPOB as a terrorist organization. The designation has been fiercely debated. Some say IPOB's enforcement of shutdowns and reported violence justify the label. Others argued the group has largely pursued political agitation and that this proscription risks criminalizing peaceful dissent. International bodies have sometimes raised concern over both violence in the Southeast and heavy-handed responses from the security forces. Whether IPOB should be called a terrorist group is contested, and this legal label has consequences for members, supporters, and the region as a whole. Now, question many people ask, why is Nnamdi Kanu detained? while Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, who has met with armed groups publicly, remains at large and active. Sheikh Ahmad Gumi is a prominent Islamic cleric who has engaged with armed groups in the north as a mediator. His meetings have sparked public debates. Some praise him for opening channel for negotiation. Others say his actions should be examined under the law. In recent days, he defended his contacts as acts to free kidnapped people and reduce violence. This country has raised legitimate questions of equal application of law and whether politics, regions, and profile shape who gets prosecuted and who doesn't. Kanu's conviction and response to IPOB will shape Nigerians' politics for years. For the Southeast, this is about identity, accountability, and whether grievances can be addressed through political reform instead of confrontation. Nnamdi Kanu's story is a mirror, reflecting on resolved pain, the limits of dialogue, and the urgent need for fair justice. I want to know what you think. Can Nigeria find a path where peace, justice, and dignity all move forward together? Well, I have to stop here because of time. But if you like and sincerely appreciate what I do, please kindly subscribe. If you're following us on other social media platforms, please kindly follow, share, and like. Comment as well. Thank you.